guys, so the car is actually ready to fire up. Oh shit. Okay, now it's ready to fire up. This was fighting me so bad, the fuel line and the meth sensor. Unfortunately, I lined this up and I measured out the fuel lines without all this crap in place, all the wires, vent lines. There's so much crap in this little space here that wouldn't fit. So I tried modifying the coil pack bracket. It's got this big plastic cover under there. I took that out. I elevated the coil bracket. Nothing was working. So I'm going to have to massage and continue to play with it. The main issue is that when I wired this, when I attached it to the two wires here, I didn't leave enough. Well, I didn't know I was going to have to relocate the sensor, but it's too damn short. I don't have the pins to depin that. So I was thinking to just cut it here, but then I'm going to have, well, actually, no. These two, I would have to have 4 points where I have to solder. It's just 4 more failure points, possible failure points. Anyway, this car's beat the shit out of me. I will take that header wrap off. That's got to go. That shit is everywhere, the little fibers. But it's ready to start. I just flushed out some old fuel. It's ready to go. I'm just going to look it over real quick, and then I'll start it up. Hopefully it runs good. If it doesn't run, it's probably going to be because of the throttle body, because I've seen videos where people put like the bigger throttle bodies on and then the car doesn't start. So if it doesn't start, I'm going to walk away today because I'm exhausted, and I guess I'll have to put the stock throttle body on, but we'll see. And then I'm really not trusting this harness, that 6-inch extension harness I had for the map sensor. It didn't want to go in to plug into the sensor right. It didn't want to plug into the factory harness right. I had to like trim and cut it. So I don't even know. So it could be that harness or the throttle body if it doesn't want to run. The car should run without this being plugged in, but who knows? We'll see. So hopefully it'll run without that. Alright, let's start it up. Alright guys, let's start this bitch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so she fired up, was running very rough. I don't know what it was, maybe it was missing. I don't know if it's a throttle body, the bigger injectors, who knows. So I took this and I was able to turn it and plug in the sensor for the meth, plug in the watt. I was able to plug in the harness for the meth sensor. So let's fire it up and see if it runs a little better with that plugged in. It might just be missing. I didn't hear some of the spark plug boots. I didn't hear them clicking when I was trying to snap them in place. So we'll see. All right, I'll be back. Yeah, baby. Shit is alive. Now it sounds good. check engine light either. I'll be back. Alright guys, so she's running super smooth. I've got the exhaust closed right now so it's not too loud. I can't tell you how quiet the valve train is with those roller rockers. Wow. Right now I'm just pumping out. I got my alky kit there. I'm pumping out the windshield washer fluid I have in there. In the winter I remove the meth and I fill it with windshield washer fluid. So I'm just getting all that out because the car is going to go to the dyno soon. So I'll put fresh meth in there and then I'll put X85 in the gas tank. I'll remove the, right now I have 93 in there for the winter. Well, I filled it with 93 in the winter and I put windshield washer fluid in the reservoir. Meth is very corrosive and it's never a good idea to leave meth sitting in the car for a period of time. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, so welcome back. Okay, so in the next clip you're going to see the car on the dyno. The car did well. This is actually a year later. The dyno clip and what you saw prior, you know, me putting the car together, happened in like 2020 and 2021. So this is the summer of 2022. The dyno video was summer of 2021. So enjoy the clip and I'll be back. Alright guys, so in that clip you just saw, the car made 778.3 horsepower and 657.3 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, so in the second clip you just saw, the car made 771.6 horsepower and 664.7 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, in the third dyno pull you saw there, the car made 778.8 horsepower and 665.9 foot-pounds of torque. All right, in that fourth and final pull, which was the best pull, the car made 786.4 horsepower and 668.7 foot-pounds of torque. That was done over at JTM Motorsports in Deer Park, New York. I'm not making excuses, but we were experiencing, severe belt slip at 5,800 RPM. The car would be building boost up until 5,800 RPM. And then it would the belt would start slipping at that point, and the boost would drop off. The tuner said the car, if we didn't experience the belt slip, would have clearly made, at least made 840 wheel horsepower and closer to 700 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that is a Mustang dyno. It's like the newest Mustang dyno. So they told me it's a heartbreaker of a dyno. And it was 91 degrees that day. It was extremely hot and humid. And my back, sweat was just pouring down my back standing there filming this. That's how humid it was. So I'm happy with the numbers. Any other dyno, the car would have made a lot more. And if we didn't, would have shown a lot more horsepower and torque. And if we didn't have belt slip, it would have made even more and been more, more impressive. But that's right along where I figured it would be. So I'm happy with that. That's about 1,000 crank horsepower now. So that's good enough for me. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. And I appreciate you all watching. Thank you and have a great day.